Okay. Good afternoon, collectors. Hope you all survived another fun Halloween, and maybe some of you are starting to disassemble your Halloween displays and are starting on your Christmas vignettes and displays, and I know that's quite a labor of love for many of you. And while you're putting away those Halloween pieces, just take stock of what parts might have broken, bulbs might have burned out, that sort of thing. Place your order now if you're thinking of something for Christmas. Get those Halloween parts in now. Then when you're putting the pieces away, you can put it away with a bulb that works, with an adapter that works, with that attached sign that goes with the piece, so that next year when you have to open up your set, you won't have to say, oh, I got to place an order for, such and such. Good end to do that at this time. I know all of you are familiar with our guest today. We have Paul Lundberg with us, who wears many different hats here at Department 56. Paul designs A Christmas Story, North Pole, Harry Potter, The Grinch, some licensed pieces, and many other popular UNESCO lines. And I thought, since we had a couple of them here, I would show just two of them. Do you have other ones besides these right now, Paul?
What?
Other
Samples?
giftware lines.
No, I think you pretty much covered it there.
Okay.
I think, yeah.
Okay. Well, this one is called Foundations, and you've been doing this for a few years now, right?
I think about five or 6 years, yeah.
And mostly angels. We've done some Santas.
Santa's was what was that called? Heart of Christmas. I think.
Heart of Christmas.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. But we're not doing those.
No,
in it.
no.
Okay.
I did those for a while, but
Okay.
yeah.
I saw some in the closet, and they're
Yeah,
really cute.
They're nice, yeah.
But these are beautiful, and they've all got different sentiments on them. This one is where there is faith, there is hope. So I mean, very spiritual, beautiful gifts like for an anniversary or a birthday or a wedding, things like a baptism. And then we have a really cute line that he does called the Tales with Heart. These are adorable. You said this was a set of 3?
That was the intro, a Halloween intro we did, I think, just last year. So,
yeah,
it was
really cute.
3 of them.
And all the characters are mice, and they're all quite little. I mean, these are under 3 inches tall, and they've got a lot of detail. This happens to be a little mouse in a spider costume, and then we've got another one that she's in a candy corn costume, and she says trick or treat. So those are some of the other lines that Paul, what, do you want me to?
I was just going to get them a little closer.
Get a little closer? Okay, here.
That one lights up.
Oh, it does?
The pumpkin lights up, yeah.
There. Ooh,
There
there
you
it
go.
is.
Cute little pumpkin house.
Yeah.
And the one mouse is throwing a little seed out into the seed box there.
They all have a little story they tell.
Yep. That's where they live. Those 2 mice live in the little pumpkin house. But there's Christmas,
And the
obviously
only reason
Christmas
they're,
versions too.
Yeah, the only reason they're really not standing up is because I've got it on some fluffy snow, and because they've got tiny little bases, they don't stand up quite as well. So, all
Fun
right.
stuff.
Now, today, Paul was nice enough to go through some of your archives and
Last
bring
year's
out
archives, pretty much.
bring out some drawings, because we know you've enjoyed that sort of thing in the past. And I think we'll take this back so we can do a little twirl with each piece as we do it.
Sounds good.
So we're going to start with we're going to do a piece from North Pole, from Grinch, and from Harry Potter. So
Okay. You want to talk about North Pole
we're going to
first?
start with North Pole first,
Okay.
and I will bring that piece out.
Sure.
Here is the Gingerbread Supply Company.
Yes.
And you get that closer, and then here's the cute little accessory that goes with it. Am I going to need the? No, see that stands up better because it's got a little
It's
bit.
got a little
base.
more of a base. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's got his little gumdrops on his free sample tray.
Okay, tell us.
Yeah,
What
so-
do you want to tell us about this?
Sure. So this was the fun part about this, I think, was everybody loves trains. It seems like everybody loves trains. And Melinda and I were talking earlier today, and the first North Pole piece I worked on back, I think in 99 or 2000, was Toots Model Train Company.
I looked it up. It was 2000 that it
2000,
came out, so
yeah.
you did it in 99, and that was a
99, yeah.
limited edition of
It was.
35,000 pieces.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's kind of special that your
Yeah.
first piece in a village was a limited edition piece. And
Yeah.
if you remember Toots Model Trains, it was like it's still one of my favorite North Pole pieces.
Yeah.
So one that has a little train going around the
The
smoke.
smokestack, yeah.
Really cute animation on that.
Yeah, it looks rough. It looks like a train, definitely, because it's
Yep.
got this smokestack, but it's a little more housey looking than this one. This one's got kind of, but it was still I was super excited to be able to work on that piece.
Oh, I
Obviously,
bet.
Like a year into working here, they handed me that piece. I was so excited. But then this is kind of whatever, I guess. It's
kind of an homage.
to
Yeah,
it.
there you
exactly.
go.
Exactly. So, and it started out as something else. Initially, it was I can't remember what we were doing. I had some other sketches and some even further down the road of because this goes with our gingerbread series. So I think this is number 4. I think in the series, isn't it? 4
Well,
or 5?
we've got the gingerbread house, a gingerbread bakery, and the gingerbread mill. So
And
this
then
is
this
number
one.
4.
Number 4, yeah. So I had some other things sketched up, but I
Yeah.
went with and then the train just kind of popped into my head, and it's like, oh, that's just a no-brainer for me to do that. Being kind of goes back to my
And you really
roots
can,
here.
you can see the with some of the detail that you have on it. It really looks like those kind of ice cream cones that a drumstick comes in.
The
Those
the waffle cone.
The waffle cones.
Yeah, it's got the
yeah.
waffle cone
Yeah.
for sure. And
Yeah.
the details. This is I was so excited when I saw this piece coming because the details were so sharp on it. And
Yeah,
it's just
they really
perfect.
are.
It's done
Yeah.
perfectly. Yeah.
And even
So-
on the roof, a lot of that is dimensional, not just
Yeah.
flat.
Yep, it's
Yeah.
all raised elements, texture all over, color breaks all over. So it's really a fun piece to work on. And I can show some sketches. Here is, this goes to, this will show the crudeness of the first sketches I do, and I kind of lay a piece of tissue over it. So this is really just, I can maybe hold it up
Here,
closer.
should I move this to the side a little bit?
So you can see that's just a really crude sketch, just a real thumbnail of, just to get proportions and dimensions and,
And they-
show, what's that?
And you do that by hand.
Yeah, it's a pencil drawing. Yeah, so it's just to show where maybe a tree might go, a stair might go, the cupcake on the smokestack, and then I'll lay a piece of paper over the top of that and do a little tighter sketch. That's the second one there, yeah. So it's a little tighter, and then I'll start throwing some names out there. I don't know I can't remember what the names I had on it. I had some other different names that ended up getting turned to the supply company. But I think this was the second sketch, and I think it's pretty close. The final piece is pretty close. I maybe removed a few things and added a few things to it, but it's pretty close to the final piece for a rough sketch.
The colors that are in that are just
Yeah.
stunning.
Yeah.
Stunning.
And then from that stage, I will go to all the views. So this is the front and a front side, I guess, is what I kind of call it. So it's a little more detail and figuring everything out, getting all the decals and signs and words and names all figured out.
And then you have to send all these different views to the factory for them to
Yes.
do the sculpting.
Yes.
If it's done there, or if Carrie's doing it, she needs to see what's on every single
Exactly.
sign.
And there's the back and the back side, and then I do a top view too. We could show a top view. It's pretty faint, but
But top is, I mean, you don't think, why would you need that? But you really do, don't you?
yeah, for sure. Sometimes if you skip, we've done it before. It was we don't need a top view. This one's so simple. And sometimes the smokestack will come back square, and you think, well, that's supposed to be round.
You shouldn't assume that, though, right?
You can't assume it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you absolutely can't. And then I'll show this one too. This is the accessory, which it's just a little elf holding a tray with some gumdrops. Which this one I think, with the color palette on this, I pushed it a little bit further and added some pinks, and I think I just added some pinks and maybe some different shades of green and some blue. Where the previous ones were a little more traditional, so it was fun to add a little more color to this one. These are fun
Yeah.
little handing out free samples. Everybody's got to
Do you
test
like
the gumdrops.
being able to do your accessory to go with the building?
Yes.
I mean,
Oh,
you
yeah.
haven't always done that, right?
No. Yeah, Lynn used to do that.
Yeah.
A lot of the accessories. for
Yeah.
us. Yeah, it's nice to be able to kind of figure that out at the same time. This one, I wanted to do a delivery thing. I thought it would have been perfect for it, but I did the tea pot, and that had the delivery service. So but it worked good for that one too, though.
Oh, but this with the trays, really
Yeah, it's
cute.
super cute. Yeah, it's kinda
really,
fun.
really cute.
It's
yeah.
where the elves get all their supplies for making their gingerbread houses. So.
Very, very cute. Okay, well, let's move on and let's talk about the Grinch.
All right.
And we've got 3 pieces here because we have the ribbons and bows.
Yes, I think it's every who's ribbons and bows. It doesn't exactly
Every-
rhyme.
It still is a tongue twister.
It is a tongue twister.
And then we have the accessory, which is Cindy Lou Who's surprise. Say that fast 3 times. And we have the truck, which is Whoville's Christmas deliveries.
Yeah.
These all have been extremely well received by collectors.
Yeah.
Have you seen that when you've gone out to events?
Yes, people love them. People have
Yeah.
loved them so far. And I think one of the reasons they love them is because we skipped last year. And they were kind of desperate. People wanted a Grinch piece. So,
Well, that happens sometimes.
yes, exactly. So
So we've got 3 really good ones, and I know we have some coming for next year,
Yes,
so
yes.
there will be no disappointment next
no,
year.
definitely not. So, on this one, I wanted to. Did you have anything you want to say about it, or yeah?
No,
just
I
the-
want to hear what you have
Sure.
to say.
Okay. So this one, on the piece, I went with. It's based off of the old book. This is what we kind of are kind of going with, just ideas out of the book, not the old book, but the book. And I think the bow that I use. This is a bow that they use kind of throughout the book.
Oh, yeah.
It's that kind of
Oh, absolutely.
wonky looking bow. So I just got it as close as I possibly could to put it on top of that, and I thought it is kind of.
Now that you show it, it's real obvious, but I didn't
they
think
nailed
of it.
it.
But
Yeah.
I mean, it's a Grinchy bow.
It's a Grinchy bow. Yeah, everything Grinch, it has kind of a feel to it, whatever it is. So, and that bow kind of goes throughout. And then another thing on the accessory, I reference, this one we might have to pull a little closer, to this Who character. What do they call them? Whoville people. It's the one with the flowers in her hair. So I used her as a reference in the accessory, so just pulling more reference out of the book. And she's the bow maker, and she's fitting Cindy Lou Who with her special bow.
Her special Christmas bow.
Yes.
Really cute.
Yeah, and then the truck, obviously, that was just something that it's like one of those things it's like a can't miss.
Yeah.
The delivery truck for.
You can almost hear it kind of wonking along, chugging down the street.
Exactly.
And I love the fact that on the house, and we'll have to move this to the side just a little bit so you can see it. If you haven't seen it up close yet, there's real ribbon on those ribbon rolls. That's
Yeah.
real satin ribbon, and this is grosgrain ribbon,
Yeah.
and we've got satin ribbon up on top.
Really
And
nice
those
touch,
are
yeah.
just some of the nice little touches that
Yeah.
you guys do that really make these pieces stand out from other manufacturers. They're
Yeah.
just great, and the glitter on this is different than North Pole glitter, isn't it?
I think it does have a little more of a luminescent,
Yeah.
piece in it.
Yeah, I mean it's Grinchier.
Yeah, and we put more on it.
Yeah,
I think anything that's snow on these gets glitter on it, and it also has. We added which is a new thing for the Grinch line, is though we kind of shined up the bow on that one to kind of try and match it to the actual satin bow ribbon that they use
okay.
on it. So yeah,
Yeah.
and the middle piece is the little sign is kind of a loose piece on there too that kind of rotates. So another fun little element.
yeah, that is by far I think my favorite piece. in
Turned
the
out
line.
really nice.
Yeah, it really did.
Yeah,
Very,
they're
very
excellent.
cute. Okay, anybody have any questions about?
No. I
There's-
think people are enjoying listening to Paul talk.
Of course they are. And Paul's
That's good.
got some pictures.
I'll
he's
show
gonna-
some quick art. Yeah, this is probably more of the sketch, my sketch look. The truck. Probably don't have to show all of these, but the truck is. That's more kind of how I sketch things. So I'll sketch something like that and bring it to the meeting and have everybody sign off on it. Give it the thumbs up. Add this, take this away, whatever it might be. But that actually ended up really tight to the sketch, you know, the actual sample. Yeah. So and I-
Well, you've been doing Grinch for a while, so you probably
yeah.
have a better feel now for
sure.
what they are looking
for
for.
sure, and that's the final artwork. And I just the sketch was pretty tight on the front end, so it didn't really change that much. I just kind of tightened up the drawing a little bit, added color, and did the same thing: front, sides, back, top view.
When you
For
say
them to
tight,
sculpt.
you mean
Sharpness, detail,
Okay.
yeah, all that stuff. Get the lines nice and sharp where you want them.
and then your little accessory?
Yes, I can show her another sketch, rough sketch, and then the final. And there's the final, pretty small, but
And you have like a color palette that you get from the licensor that says, okay, this is the color red to use, this is the color green to use.
to a degree. I mean, we've been doing this for, I don't know how long we've been doing Grinch, but we have sort of a color palette that we work with too. It's just kind of a softer color palette. And the red is the red, you know, obviously. And the green, Grinch green is Grinch green. And that is a, you know, Pantone color for him. And the red, obviously, so. But-
Just adorable set. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
fun
even if you
stuff.
just have just these three little
Yeah, it makes
pieces,
a nice set.
a nice little vignette.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that set a lot.
yeah,
Really turned out.
yeah,
Yeah.
really, really cute. Okay,
All right. Sure, do we want to show just some, okay, yeah. That's the sketch of the house, and we can show maybe the front, just the front of the finished. And it shows how closely, when you look at the art, the sketch and the art, how closely the sculpt turns out.
now
how
the
they get
sketch
that
you do
bone.
by hand, and that artwork is done
This I
graphically, or did you do that by hand as well?
This looks like, yeah, this does look like, I can't remember. I go back and forth from sketching with a pencil to, I have a tablet, or a drawing tablet that I draw on. So it's like a stylus, and I can draw, and it kind of acts as almost like a normal.
Doing it
On a
pencil and paper, is that kind of where you're getting your inspiration, your
Yes.
ideas in your head?
It's the quickest way to do it, too. Yeah, for an initial sketch, you just kind of really do a quick pencil sketch, super fast, so.
All right.
All right.
And then the last one that we have is, of course, another series that you've gotten to be quite well known for, and that is Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, yes.
Now, what's the difference between doing, well, North Pole, you can really design anything because nobody's been there, I don't think. The
Maybe not.
Grinch, you have to stay true to the story and what the licensor asks you to draw.
Yes.
Do they
Yeah.
give you ideas, or do you usually go from your ideas to them?
They're pretty good, yeah. No,
Yeah.
we pretty much just sketch, come up with the idea and show it, and they're usually pretty
But
good
you
about it. Yeah.
you try to watch the films and look in the book.
I
and-
base it, yeah. Basically, I base it off of what we've done and the book. Just kind of pulling little ideas out of the book. The next two are just little lines. You find a little line that's something we haven't done, and you can kind of build
and
off
let your
of that.
imagination
Exactly.
go.
Yeah.
Okay. Harry Potter's a little different, isn't it?
Yes, because Harry Potter, obviously, the buildings, the artwork, it all exists already. So this is our, basically, we shrink it down, and it's our interpretation of what it is.
Okay. So inspired by the
Yes,
writings of J.K. Rowling.
yes.
And
the movie, obviously.
And is because you use a different medium, does that enter into how you design a piece for this as well?
Yes, for sure. This. I think the initial I did, Hogwarts buildings and a couple other Diagon Alley pieces. But once you build like a base of these pieces, you can use the brick, the shingles. It's all kind of the same, pulled from one building to the next, so you can kind of just build off of. So there isn't a sketch process, really a sketch process. It's just kind
But
of.
as far as, do you have to do anything different in your designs because this is made of resin as opposed to the ceramic?
Not really. I mean, you can
No?
get more detail. Yeah, you can definitely get more detail.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
love
can
the
tighten them
signs
up.
on this.
Yeah, the signs are really nice.
Yeah.
But this, I thought this piece, we did this piece and Madame Malkin's for this year. So it's Madame Malkin's dress robes. And then this is the Flourish and Blots, which is the bookstore
Are
from
these-
Harry Potter.
Are these both in Diagon Alley?
Yes. So we hadn't done we did, I think in the last 2 years, we had done one Diagon Alley piece. So we were kind of due to do some more Diagon Alley. So we just did two this year. So it's this and the.
I did not notice until today with almost the staining on the bricks.
Yes.
That really
Really nice weathering on this piece. yeah.
weathering.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a better word for it. I
Yeah, they did a
if you-
great job painting.
You
This
see
is
how?
production piece.
Can you
and-
see that in? Can you see that? I just think that the bricks, they shouldn't all be exactly the same.
No.
No, because everything weathers a little bit differently.
And they really got the windows nice. So this piece
Yeah.
is in, I think the trying to remember, I wrote it down. It's the Chamber of Secrets. A big part of this of Flourish and Blotz is in Chamber of Secrets. It's Gilderoy Lockhart is having like a book signing event. The movie starts out as not doesn't start out, but they show up here to get their books for that year at school. And this guy, this kind of arrogant, he's the Defense Against the Dark Arts professor.
Okay.
And he's having a book signing there, and the whole kind of first starter scenes take place in this building.
And you're
So it's really
always
cool.
looking for new ideas.
Oh, absolutely.
So
Yes, for
collectors,
sure.
if you've got something that you would like to see us add, see Paul draw and add to the Harry Potter series, just send us a quick note to Ms. Littown at department56.com, and I'll make sure I get them over to Paul. Or any ideas for any of our villages.
DEPT 56.
It is DEPT56.com. Thanks, Rebecca. I think the other way, I think D56 works as well, but just to be sure, DEPT56.com. You'll be able to get into our website and contact us and send us those suggestions that you have. And we do quite a few things based on suggestions.
For
So
sure.
That's
For sure.
really good.
And there are a lot of ideas for. We could show.
I
We
saw a
could
pile of
show.
stuff.
Yeah, we could show some artwork. I guess it does show a little tighter. A little tighter. We can show. Yeah, we'll show both of these. This is all done in Illustrator, so it's a little tighter artwork than the other stuff. It's more sketchy. This is all computer art, which is kind of building this house based off of other, just pulling from the old pieces, the artwork from the old pieces, and kind of redoing it. Obviously, it's its own building, and but the windows are so nice on this piece. The decals inside of the windows,
So
everything's just
that
so
looks
sharp.
dimensional.
Which one?
On this piece, I mean, they're not. That's not just flat, is it? I mean, it looks like there's.
There's actually a
space.
Well,
or
there's a decal behind it. Yeah, I think there is a little bit of a space. They really got the windows beautiful in this.
yeah, because
yeah.
in the
There's a
front
stack
you
of
kind of
books.
look. It looks like there's some detail. If you look at the front windows, those really
Yeah.
show those windows. And you're
And that
right.
bay-
That really
that-
does make a difference.
It does. And that bay window has Gilderoy's. It's called Gilderoy Lockhart's Magical Me. Was his series of books. So it's in the display window.
Wow.
So it goes back to.
You knew that without thinking. I'm impressed.
I've seen the movie probably 30 times. No kidding. So yeah. Crazy,
Oh.
crazy. So yeah, and here's if we can show. I guess we can show the decals really quick. Just this is the.
So you would have had to have done those separately
yes,
as well.
it's all the decals that go on the signs and the windows and lots of little details. So we have to send those to the factory, and they make little decal files, and it's all printed art.
And
that goes
that
in the
that all
windows
has to
and-
be approved before they can go ahead and do
yeah,
production with
yep,
that.
absolutely.
So you have to check the sample with your drawings to make sure everything has
Yes.
been executed the way you asked
Right.
them to.
Right. Yeah, decals can be tricky. You have to make sure everything is perfect in the right spot and visible and large enough, to be seen.
Yeah,
So,
right, right.
Yep.
Well, this was a lot of fun, Paul.
It was
Thank
fun.
you.
Thank you for having me.
Well,
Yep.
thank you. I think I will see some of you down in Memphis at the grand opening of the UNESCO Gallery and Gift Shop the weekend of November 16th to the 19th. Unfortunately, Paul will not be there, but we will have some other artists down there. The gallery itself is located, my understanding is right across from Graceland, and will, that I do know, contain the largest permanent display of Department 56 houses, featuring houses that go back to 1976. So if you were able to join us in 2001 when we did the big 25th anniversary celebration, we had a huge ballroom where we had a great big display. Those houses will be down in Memphis, and they are very quickly trying to get all of the details finished and get those displays built. And I don't know, there's going to be a couple thousand houses down there. It's going to be really, really cool.
It's going to be amazing.
It really will. Tom Bates, Scott Enter will be down there along with some other Department 56 employees the weekend of the 16th to the 19th of December. And apparently, and I did not know this, Elvis was big into Christmas. And they always open the Christmas holidays with the lighting ceremony, lighting of Graceland, and apparently they do lots of neat trees outside. I think they also decorate the inside of Graceland, but the lighting ceremony itself is free to the public. And then following that ceremony, which is at 6 o'clock on Thursday, the 16th of November, I believe it's around 6:30, then this gallery will open to the public, and you'll be able to come in and see lots of neat old pieces. Not everything, but lots and lots of really cool old pieces from Department 56, all built into wonderful dioramas and displays. There's still a couple of open houses left besides this one in November in Memphis, in Frankenmuth, November 4th. That's this Saturday. You'll be able to see Scott Enter. He will be at Bronner's.
Yeah,
Thank
Bronner's,
you.
yeah.
And I don't have the name of the store
That's
written
good,
down.
yeah, Bronner's.
I have at Bronner's Christmas Wonderland in Frankenmuth. And then the following Saturday, November 11th, Ann Diesendorf, who does all of our Possible Dream Santas, will be at City Lights out in San Diego. One last bit of information I want to make sure you all remember is tomorrow are retirements. It's different than what it used to be, and you're clapping before
I'm
that?
clapping.
Good, good.
That's exciting.
They will be posted on the Department 56 website, according to Rebecca, who I checked with earlier. It said 6 a.m. Central Time, and there will be a downloadable list there that you can print off and tuck in your wallet or your purse in case you're going out shopping over the weekend, see what you forgot to pick up this year, or maybe you want to get some gifts. And I hope then you'll join us for our next Facebook Live, which will be the last one for 2023. It will be December 7th. And join us then, won't you? Bye-bye.
Bye.